Yo, what's up, guys? Keith with Sports Betting Across America here. In today's video, we're going to break down Thursday Night Football. It's kind of hard to get excited about this one. And the most important thing, a lot of you guys follow, like, I'm sorry to say this, but you guys follow some guys that just force shit out because they want you to like their shit. What I do here, I'm a real dude like the rest of y'all. I'm former, just gave up my job like literally about 3 weeks ago. There's actually even less than that. I was a truck driver for 6 years over the road. I got into, semi-professional sports betting late last year, had a lot of success. And the first rule of sports betting is you don't ever force shit. I do want to break down the game. I feel like I have a couple angles, but guys, this is a dirty, unpredictable spot. If you're new here, definitely hit the sub channel. I do appreciate all the support. Let's pull up the screen here. Let me get my glasses and let's get into the game, guys. So we got the Patriots at the New York Jets. This is actually going to be the Jets' first home game. Now, if you guys know, if you follow the channel, you know I have a lot riding on the Jets this year. A lot. Like I picked them to win the Super Bowl back in February. And you never want to judge a team after 2 weeks. Okay, you just don't want to do it. Even the data I pulled up that I prepared for this video, it really doesn't even mean a lot yet. It just doesn't. You need about a month of the season to kind of get a basis point, a data point, if you will. And like guys, just think back to a few short years ago when the Patriots were like, 2-2, and everyone said Brady's done. They went on to go like 12-4 and win the Super Bowl. So it's still early. Rodgers hasn't played a ton of football in the last 2 years. And we're getting this line now. This was actually at 7 flat out, and I want to say it was 6.5. Jets to win by a touchdown. I just don't know. I don't know about the spread. Some of my models that I use are showing that there's value on this over right here. So I did prepare some stats. I can kind of help you guys pick a couple player props, but this is not going to be like a typical little duo, wide receiver, all that stuff we're going to take in this video because your guess is as good as mine with this one. I think this is going to be it'll probably be the opposite of whatever we're all thinking. So like if it's like a over under 38, it's probably going to have 50 plus points, right? Just because that's normal. But I did prepare some spats. I have some straight bets prepared, and then I'll kind of help you guys maybe build something on Prizepicks. So let's get into it. We got the Jets favored at home by 6.5. There are some key injuries in this game. Let me pull these up. Now, if CJ Mosley's out, that is just brutal for the Jets. I had this right here. Here we go. Okay. So my models are showing there are some key spots, some props in particular that we can take advantage of. There is a slight edge value on the over 38.5 right now. That is a pretty low total. And right now, you're looking at overall, now it's a 2-game sample size, guys. It's important to remember that, okay? The Patriots defense overall is the 12th ranked D. They are 3rd overall in tackling, which is a good sign. That means even if they're giving up some receptions, um, they're tackling well. And then they're middle of the pack against the run. So they're 16th against the run. Now the Jets have a very good offensive line. Their run blocking has been pretty solid. They have seemed to they've also played the 4th hardest schedule so far. However, that schedule, in my opinion, is about to get easier. They, however, are the 21st ranked defense right now. They're 28th against the run. You got to remember a lot of that had to do with Kyle Shanahan and Jordan Mason and the Niners just pushing them around on Monday Night Football in opening week. Kyle had a lot of time to prepare for that game. It really doesn't surprise me. However, the more concerning statistic I've seen is their tackling rate. They're 28th in tackling. Now, their secondary is still good, and believe it or not, they're still the 4th ranked power ranked defense according to PFF, a site I respect very much. So this is a good defense. It's formidable. However, when I look at the injuries, you're talking 3 key players here. You got Mosley. Okay, so Harris is off the injury report, but you still have Reed, who's the opposite corner of Sauce Gardner. He's questionable with a leg injury, and Mosley's questionable with a leg injury. So if either one of those 2 guys don't play, I would actually really lean this over right here, guys. I'd be kind of smashing this. So we've broken down some data. Like I said, it's a 2-week sample size. New England has so far pretty solid pass rush too, but take it with a grain of salt because last week against Seattle, I'm telling you, they do not have a good offensive line, like at all. So let's what we're gonna do here. I have some stats that I think make a little sense. I don't know why. Oh, am I already in the same game parlay? Okay, so we're already in the same game parlay. So a couple stats that are sticking out on these models I use, usually pretty good. They're kind of like EV models, expected value. What we can do is build the same game parlay. I'm kind of combing through a few of them that make sense. And based off the Jets' run defense so far, and being New England is a run first team, Ramondre Stevenson's actually looked pretty good this year, surprisingly, with Jacoby Brissett. What we can do is come over here to passing props, and we can come all the way down to completions. So, where is that at? That's right here, Jacoby Brissett. My models are telling me there's an edge on this play right here. Actually, quite a big edge, almost a 17% expected value. That's really good. And it would also make sense on a Thursday night, probably a sloppy football game. So then the other thing is, and they have it listed actually on this model, this is a huge edge. If you come over here back up to receiving yards, this is on DraftKings, guys. And we find Jalen Polk. Now, if you just take the same game parlay traditional, they actually had him earlier. Yeah, here he is. So you can only take positive yards here, but if you scroll down a little farther, you got receptions. Okay, so the model's telling me there's value on this under. It's plus money though, and that's why it's expected value. So I think the smarter thing to do is to just come down here to their over-unders and find Jalen Polk, because this correlates, it does correlate. And then we just take the I thought we had a straight over-under line earlier. Okay, this looks like it changed a little bit since the last time I've been here. I think just the first negative money one right here. So under 20.5. Now in 2 games so far this year, he's had yardage totals of 6 in week 1 against the Bengals and 12 last week against New England. So that was 2 catches on 3 targets for 12 total yards. He did catch a touchdown last year. What concerns me about Jalen Polk, and he played at UW last year, Washington Huskies, really, really solid receiver. Concerns me is his snap count. He's not running a lot. He's only playing about half or even less of that of the snaps through 2 games. Now, that'll probably grow as the season goes on, but I think this under correlation kind of makes sense. I think it's going to be a run heavy approach. And if we just slide over here, let me see if I can actually move me, and then maybe we can actually minimize this just a hair here. There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so it's got most of it in here, but I don't know why it's hogging this left side so hard. But anyways, guys, this is a little 2-leg parlay that we can do as a... Oh, did I not set this up as the same game parlay? Okay, that's why it looked different. I do apologize, guys. I'm not on my A game right now, allegedly. So what we're going to do is cancel these out, and we're going to come back to same game parlay. I thought I was on it, but I wasn't. So we're going to come down here. We're going to go to passing props. We're going to scroll down to Jacoby Brissett's completions. We're going to take the under 17.5, negative 115. We're going to come down here to receiving props, and we're going to find the over-under for Jalen Polk. It's set at, that's receptions. We want receiving yards. So here we go. And we want the under 19.5, negative 120. That comes out to a plus 176 2-leg parlay. I wish I could have filmed this sooner because when I was looking at this earlier, I felt like it was higher than that. But if we put just a half unit bet on that, 50 bucks, I guess I gotta log in to place the bet. Okay, so you guys get the idea. That's the play. 158. I thought it was actually going to be higher than that earlier, but I guess that's just what we're going to get it at is plus 176. And I don't hate it, but if we wanted to do something on DFS, like, I don't think this is a good game to do duos. If I was going to take one, this would be a game I think Rodgers would probably actually hit his over for the first time this year. And you'd just take him with his stud receiver. You'd take Garrett Wilson. And then you could bring it back with, like a correlated play like we just built. This is probably actually a solid 2-man. Pass completions, take Jacoby under. And then receiving yards or receptions. Do they have a Polk line? They do not have a Polk line. So do they have a Polk receiving? Yeah, so it's 18.5. It's one less here. But I do think this correlates pretty well. You would get only 8x for this because of that correlation on Prize Picks. So, you know, it is what it is. Those are my thoughts on the game. I do think the Jets are going to win this game. I would lean them, guys. I would lean them to win by a touchdown. That's just a lean, though, not an official pick. You know, like I said, it looks like there's a little value on this over right here. This is a game the Jets should win. That's their first home game of the year. You know, division game. You know, that's just what my gut's leaning. I'd probably take this cover too. This would probably be a decent same game parlay for like a quarter unit. You don't want to put a full unit on this, but like a quarter unit play because there's value built into this. You know, and say they're missing a couple defensive starters. You know, by tomorrow night, Wednesday night, you're gonna know that. You're gonna know if these guys are out. So getting on this value now, it's actually not a horrible thing to do. Risking a corner unit for upside is not never the worst thing. And that same game parlay, if you just did all those together, would pay plus 1100. Not bad. All right, guys. Like I told you guys, you can follow anybody on YouTube, but I hope you all realize that I'm actually legit and I'm trying to help you guys win. That's what we call that right there, guys. I got this at Graceland, Elvis Presley, his museum. That's what I do. I take care of business. That's why I have my VIPs up 40 units in DFS, and I think we're plus 3 units on against the spread picks. So if you want all the free picks early, head over to winnable.com/SBAA. It's absolutely free to sign up, guys. Peace.